What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the world according to Briggs. My name is Briggs and I travel a lot. About 15 weeks this year alone. Lately I've been getting more and more emails about my travels. It used to be about 5 a week and right now it's like 10 to 15 a day. At least one a day is an email asking me where I stay while I'm at whatever place I happen to be visiting. The first thing I can tell you is I rarely stay at like big corporate hotels. I don't know. I think I stayed at 2 this year. They never feel like home. It's like they have no soul. It's like assembly line customer service. I don't like it. You have a much better experience at like, say, a family-run hotel or just a single hotel by itself. That's my opinion. Over the years, I've stayed in some really nice places, and I've stayed in some pretty run-down places, which includes a hotel near the airport in Atlanta where I got a knock on my room door around 1 a.m. and a female voice asked me if I was alone. You know how creepy that is to hear that in the middle of the night when you're alone in a hotel room? Someone asks you through the door if you're alone. I didn't say a word. About 2 minutes later, I heard her ask the same question at like the next room down, I imagine. It was close. I don't know. I think she was going room to room. It was weird. I don't know what was going on with that. I just know I stayed up the rest of the night staring at the door. Thank God I don't have to stay in places like that anymore. Today's list is about the best places I've stayed in 2019. Some hotels, a couple different weird places, and my favorite, a bed and breakfast in Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at my 7 best places I stayed in 2019. Number 7, the Hallmark Hotel in Oregon. Cannon Beach, Oregon is where you'll find the Hallmark Hotel. The hotel is right on the beach with an unobstructed view of the Pacific Ocean. I stayed in an oceanfront suite with my wife and had a balcony about 600 yards away from Haystack Rock. If you don't know about Haystack Rock, it's a rock, as the name suggests, and it sits right in the surf on Cannon Beach. Lewis and Clark actually mentioned it in one of their journals, so it's been there a while. At sunset, the view is hard to beat. It is an amazing thing to see on a clear day and a magical thing to see on a foggy morning. It was pretty cool. I gotta admit, the fog rolling in, it was awesome. Anyway, the hotel was really nice. My wife said that the spa and massage were great. They also have a pretty nice indoor sauna and pool. It was kind of nice. The one thing I didn't like was the way the guy at the front desk explained Cannon Beach's drone policy. I mentioned I was going to put up my drone, and he said, just like this, so if I get a call to the front desk that says there's a drone outside, my next call is to the police, and you'll lose your drone. So it's your call. The guy was pretty cool up to this point, and then he went into this 8th grade girl with an attitude mode when I mentioned the drone. That's fine. That's the deal with drones in Cannon Beach. Okay, but you don't have to get all pissy. Maybe he was assaulted by a bully with a drone in middle school or something. I don't know. It was just weird. That's the only thing that really kind of ticked me off about the Hallmark Hotel. But across the street from the hotel is the Pelican Brewing Company, great food, and even better beer. Cannon Beach is a cute little coastal town you should check out if you're in the area. I'd suggest it. Stay at the Hallmark Hotel, it's pretty nice. Number 6, the Edgewater Seattle. The legendary Edgewater was my first stop in 2019, in February, I believe. This place is on a pier not far from the Space Needle and Pike's Place, so it's kind of right where you need to be if you're visiting Seattle. The legendary part comes from the hotel is sort of famous for hosting the Beatles when they visited Seattle in 1964 at the height of the Beatle craze. Because of the Beatles connection, the hotel has a Beatle-themed suite and a few other ones for different bands. I know Mudhoney's one of them, and I think Pearl Jam's maybe another one. Anyway, I didn't stay in those. Those are big dollars. Other famous guests included Led Zeppelin, who actually got banned from the hotel for life. They can never go back there. The Rolling Stones, Frank Zappa, Kurt Cobain, Black Sabbath, and U.S. President Bill Clinton stayed there once. The Edgewater is on the list because of the staff. It's a nice hotel with amazing views, but the best part about this place is their staff. They were so friendly, so helpful, anything you needed, always with a smile. It was great. Number 5, 4 Points, Charleston, West Virginia. Yeah, who saw this one coming? But yes, 4 Points in Charleston is a great place to stay. Good staff, spotless rooms, and a great view of the Kanawha River. It is one of the corporate places I stayed at this year and actually liked. It's owned by the Sheraton Corporation, which, you know, they're giant. The location of this hotel is perfect, right on the river and near the downtown area with all the good food and drinking places. They have a waterfront park that's like right out the front door that has concerts most weekends during the summer and spring. It's really neat. One thing was a little weird while I was there. I went downstairs to fly my drone. I was going to put it out and get a nice nighttime view of Charleston. And I went over to the park and there was a concert earlier and there was no one there anymore. They had been gone for hours, but there was some dude down by the stage dancing like there was a concert going on. It was like just me and him in the park. That was it. I kept my distance. but he was dancing over there like there was still music going on. It was weird. I was there for like 20 minutes, and he danced the whole time. It was strange. But that was the only thing I would say is a negative about the place, that some loon was down by the stage. It was weird. While you're there, go around the corner to Sam's Uptown Cafe. Great food, great people, and a lot of beer. It's really nice. Number 4, the Portofino Inn, Redondo Beach, California. The Portofino Inn is in my hometown of Redondo Beach. Back in the 1970s, it was a piece of garbage. And I'm not sure when the turnaround was, but it's a great place to stay now if you're looking to visit some of the beaches in Southern California. You can go about a mile south past the Redondo Beach Pier, and there's some really, really nice beaches there. Or you can head about a half a mile north and go to Hermosa Beach. The best food around here is the Blue Water Grill, and not too far from there is the Comedy Magic Club, a comedy club that I only played once. They didn't have me back. I had a really bad night that included an ice cube being thrown at a customer. Not a great first impression. But yeah, the Portofino Inn is a really nice place. You can get an ocean view room, and it's awesome. It's hard to explain. It's just a great place. You could hear the waves crashing at night. It's so nice. Definitely number 4 on my list this year. Number 3, Congress Plaza Hotel, Chicago. This is my favorite place to stay in Chicago, hands down. This hotel has been around forever, originally opening in 1893. The rooms here are nice and affordable. Rare that you get those two together. The Congress Plaza is right near all the things you'll want to see if you're visiting the Windy City. Millennium Park with the Bean is right there, Buckingham Fountain, Soldier Field is kind of close, as well as the Shed Aquarium. You can do so much worse while staying in Chicago. Even though I did, in the Congress Plaza Hotel, their lounge there, I was having a beer, and there's this woman sitting there. She was crying. Don't know why. Some dude did ask her if she was okay, and her response was perfect. She said, "I'm crying, so obviously not." And he was like, "Okay," and just walked away. It was great. I didn't want to ask her. She seemed a little bitter. Number 2, the Hotel Wayne, Pennsylvania. If you've been watching this channel, you know that I love Honesdale, Pennsylvania. Today, I'm here in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. I'm checking the place out. This is probably the best small town in the United States. When I've stayed there in the past, I stayed at the Hotel Wayne. I've talked about it before, so I'll just kind of recap for you guys. The staff is happy and helpful. They know what they're doing, and everyone knows the area like they actually went to school for it. You know, it's really weird. Everyone's very knowledgeable about the whole place. The building is historic. The Hotel Wayne was originally constructed in 1827 and rebuilt in 1895. It's also rumored that while staying at the hotel, President Lincoln was convinced to run for the presidency. Like I said, historic. The food is awesome, especially the Philly mac and cheese, which I've loved. I've talked about that one before too. It's great. Anyway, they have real chefs working there that can cook a steak to perfection. They also have one of the best beer and wine selections I've ever encountered. They have a room next door called the Wine Room that is just wall-to-wall wine. It's a nice little wine room. It's really nice. And number 1, the Wayne on Main, Honesdale, Pennsylvania. Staying in Honesdale is the last place I stayed this year. I decided when I went back to finalize some paperwork on some property I bought, I would try another place. I haven't stayed at a bed and breakfast in a decade or two, and that's because they used to be kind of hit or miss. You never knew what you were getting into. But these days, with websites like Yelp and TripAdvisor, you know what you're looking at before you go there. Now, the reason the Hotel Wayne and the Wayne on Main have the name Wayne in it is they're in Wayne County. Almost everything around here has the word Wayne in it. This is a Victorian-era bed and breakfast that is one of the architectural centerpieces of Honesdale. Honesdale has a ton of Victorian-style homes around there. They're beautiful. That's one of the nicest things about this place. The architecture, I love it. Anyway, originally this was the Sarah Miller House, built in 1897. It's perfectly located in the historic residential district. I love this house. It has that whole wraparound porch thing, surrounded by maple trees. They even have a ginkgo tree in there. It's pretty neat. But they have the porch swing. It's great. They have 24-hour staff, a great breakfast. I spent 4 days there, and every breakfast was flawless. I just wish it was a bed and breakfast and lunch type place, because lunch would have been perfect, I'm sure. The Wayne on Main is right across the street from the library, and it's walking distance from both the hospital and the Hotel Wayne. In case you have someone staying at the hospital, it's a nice place to stay, especially if they're there for an extended amount of time. You also have the Hotel Wayne there, which if you want to get lunch or dinner, it's perfect. What I really liked about the Wayne on Main, I felt like I was home and somebody made me breakfast. Next year I plan on staying there again because the property I bought has no buildings on it. But yeah, that is the top 7 places I've stayed at this year. I've probably stayed at a total of 15 places, and I cut it in half kind of and went with the top 7. So I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Hope you got some information out of it. Hope you know where to stay if you're in any of these locations. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.